Hello, I'm Joy Lynn, an executive MBA student at the University of Denver. Today, we're diving into a book that fundamentally shifts how we look at our roles as executives. Geoff Wood's The AI Driven Leader. But before we begin, let me tell you exactly what is in this for you today. I'm going to share actionable step by step recommendations derived from this book. You will learn how to immediately use AI to reclaim hours of your work week, how to transition out of the operational weeds, and how to exponentially increase your strategic impact and the impact of your organization. This isn't about learning how to code. This is about learning how to lead. To understand the solution, we must first understand the author and the problem. Geoff Woods is the founder of AI leadership. His entire mission is to empower leaders to harness artificial intelligence so they can escape the crushing weight of operational overwhelm. The core thesis of Wood's book hits hard. He states, your ability to think strategically and make great decisions is the difference between growing your business and going out of business. Yet, as Woods points out in his executive research, while 100% of leaders say AI is the future, less than 5% have actually done anything to implement it. Why? Because we are trapped in the weeds. We struggle to find the time to make strategic decisions, let alone learn a new technology. Meanwhile, our competition is gaining an edge. What's emphasized a golden rule to solve this? AI is not your goal, it is a tool. We must think strategy first, technology second. To bring this philosophy to life, Woods provides a roadmap to help us master what he calls the four drivers of growth: strategy, execution, people, and technology. In chapter 3, he teaches us how to align our strategy by shifting our mindset from operational exhaustion to strategic clarity. For execution, he outlines how to collapse the time it takes to turn raw data into decisive action. When it comes to people, he challenges us to empower our teams to own 100% of their jobs. And finally, technology. Harnessing AI not to replace human effort, but to 10x the impact of every single employee. If we master these four drivers, we can transform our organization. As I analyzed this book, three specific concepts genuinely surprised me. The first was a story about how Geoff's own gumption landed him an important role, but it was the advice from his boss, Jay, that really resonated. His boss told him, Geoff, my job as a leader is to teach you how to think. I have an answer, but I'm not going to give it to you just yet. What do you think you should do? This perfectly mirrors the core skill of AI adoption, prompt engineering. Leadership is no longer about having all the answers. It's about asking the right questions. This drives what Woods calls the AI empowerment flywheel. The questions you ask lead to awareness, which drives action, which demands better communication, and ultimately delivers results, bringing you right back to asking even better questions. The second surprise was the intense focus on radical prioritization. Woods provides a powerful checklist asking a piercing question. How often would you like to have strategic thinking time over the course of a month? He insists we must set a reoccurring meeting so it's blocked in our calendar moving forward. Why? Because without blocking time to learn AI and to use it, you'll never leverage it to save time. It's a paradox of modern leadership. You have to invest time you feel you don't have to reclaim the time you desperately need. The third surprise was his focus in chapter 11 on the critical first 30 days. Unlike legacy software that takes months to roll out, AI adoption is rapid. Woods illustrates this through the AI empowerment curve. It shows how our journey begins with a starting point, followed quickly by a light bulb moment when we realize AI's potential. But then comes the reality check, the dip where we feel change is hard. If we push through that dip in the first 30 days, we build momentum, accelerate progress, and ultimately expand what's possible in our companies. Deliberate execution in that first month is everything. Pivoting to a practical application of how can this impact me personally? Well, in the short term, the immediate impact is a massive upgrade in my daily workflow. I'm adopting Wood's CRIT prompting framework. When I speak to AI, I will provide the context, define the role I want it to play, ask it to interview me to gather more information, and clearly define the task I need it to complete. By structuring my interactions with these high quality ingredients, I can immediately offload low level tasks. To mitigate the risks of AI hallucinations, I will treat AI as a highly capable intern, using it as a powerful starting point, but always verifying its outputs with my own critical voice. It's important that I remain in the driver's seat as the thought leader. In the long term, the impact is a fundamental shift in my scheduling. My goal is to adopt Wood's mantra, find time for strategic thinking. The risk here is that if I automate too much, I could become disconnected from the operational realities of my team. I will mitigate this by ensuring my strategic time is informed by rigorous, regular team check ins. The positive advantage is profound. I will transition from an operational manager buried in tasks into a truly visionary leader for my team. Looking beyond myself, the impact of this book on an employer's culture and P&L is substantial. The first major impact is leveraging AI to pressure test business ideas. Wood suggests stimulating three key personas: the interviewer to extract your ideas, the communicator to refine your message, and the challenger to aggressively stress test your strategy before you take it to the board. You can also use AI personas to role play board members, executives, and customers to improve your thinking. The potential negative impact is creating a cultural echo chamber if human nuance is ignored. Employers must mitigate this by using AI intentionally for stress testing while ensuring that final decisions always require human debate. The positive P&L impact? Far fewer costly mistakes reaching the market. The second major employer impact is in strategic planning. AI can ingest vast amounts of company data to identify hidden patterns that human analysts might miss. It can review our historical sales, market trends, and supply chain bottlenecks in seconds. And it can review your strategic plan and provide concrete action steps whenever you like. The undeniable risk here is data privacy. Feeding sensitive financials into a public AI tool is a non-starter. Employers must mitigate this by training employees how to use and how not to use AI, and by investing in secure, closed, enterprise-level AI environments. Once secure, strategic planning shifts from a slow, backward-looking exercise into a dynamic engine for immediate growth. To conclude, The AI-Driven Leader is not just a book about technology. It's a survival guide for modern executives. It proves a point we all need to hear. AI will not replace strategic leaders. It will replace leaders who refuse to be strategic. By mastering the art of the question, fiercely protecting our time, and responsibly integrating AI into our corporate workflows, we can step out of the weeds and lead with absolute clarity. You have the tools to do this. Now is the time to execute. Visit Wood's website, aileadership.com, to learn more. Thank you.